now.
Mm. Let's see.
Let me see if it's showing on this end. We're gonna get it in. All right. We live. We live.
Man in the full knowledge of himself is a superb and supreme creature of creation. When man becomes possessor of the knowledge of himself, he becomes master of his environment, the captain of his own ship, the director of his own destiny, the accomplisher of his own ends. Man should understand himself because man is full of knowledge, and this knowledge is a gift of nature. When Mother Nature created man, she deprived him of nothing. He was given the faculty of understanding all things around him. This faculty for understanding has not been taken away from him. None of his senses have been taken away from him. So there is no excuse for the black man.
I'm ripping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I should bring I should. I'm ripping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I should bring I should. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. It's time out for talking. It's time to beat the street. Salute the ancestors. I'm standing at your feet. And though I'm not perfect, I'm the truth still. Let me give you the red and the blue pill. I'm a born soldier, studied to find closure. Before I resurrect, I had the Sankofa, similar to caterpillars, live to butterfly. Goals after goals, I'm reaching for the sky. Raised in the death culture, I survived prison. You ain't scared to die, but you afraid of living. Oblivion vision won't let you see we end up with cancer. The elevation of the black woman is the answer. I know you fed up, but keep your head up. Power in the numbers, multiply the bread truck. It's all about the application of the information. And is it beneficial to the next generation? I'm ripping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I should bring I should. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. It ain't about the fame, gotta plant the seed. It ain't about the game, gotta do the deed. I'm yelling race first, organize, strategize. All my people pump your fists, that's the battle cry. I ain't teaching no hate, I'm just loving my race. This false propaganda that they shove in our face, it's making you feel, but tell me why you scared. Need to stop being so emotional to use your head. Check my resume, check my date of birth. I'm an Aquarius, I was born to do the work. Marcus Garvey said, rise up, you mighty nation. We the only ones can get us out this situation. Ain't no feelings in business, stop trying to be equal. Create a hustle and spend that money with your people. Ain't no feelings in business, stop trying to be equal. Create a hustle and spend that money with your people. I'm ripping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I should bring I should. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I'm ripping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I should bring forth another energy. I should vibe to a different frequency. I should, I should, I should, I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should. Say now, black power. I should, I should, I should, I should.
All right. Peace, and Black African power. Peace to those who are in the chat. Please like and share the show. Please get the show out there. This is going to be another great interview. I guarantee you, this is going to be another great interview. I want to say ETM Hotep, Duau, Duau Aku, Duau Netcher, Fatmu Alafiye, Fatmu Riri, Fatmu Iwa Pele, Majuba Iba Ie Gungun, Majuba Iba Ie Gungun, Igungun, Kiki Igungun. I always want to give honor and praises to the ancestors, because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. I also want to extend honor and praises to the true and living elders, according from an African perspective and from an African worldview. Because over here, because you are older than me, does not make you an elder if you doesn't meet the criteria from an African perspective and from an African worldview. Then you are considered an older and not an elder. So welcome back to Kofi Piesie Research Team TV. I am Kofi Piesie, and we have a great brother who's going to interview. But before we do that, y'all know I always have to give my spiel before I introduce the guests. Let me go over here to right here. All right, let me blow this up because I'm blind. I got glasses on, still can't see. You know, over here, this is the new Independent African Academy. We are welcoming everybody over here to this safe place over here. We are different from that other community over here. We have codes of conducts, mandates, and goals that we are trying to achieve, and we're definitely going to achieve. He says, you low, Kofi. All right, I'm scared to turn my mic up. Let me turn my mic up. Let me know if I'm better, Sutek. That's loud. And I'll push the mic up some. I just don't, a lot of times I have my mic turned up too much and it starts clipping. Let me check my levels too. Make sure I'm not clipping over. Am I better, Sutek? Let me know if I'm better, y'all, before I keep going in. All right. I'm gonna check my levels real quick too. Mic levels. Make sure I'm all right. I'm looking good. I'm not clipping. So am I good? Y'all let me know if my volume. Yes, you're better. All right, appreciate it. I'm gonna keep it at that volume. It sound a little fun and Tim and I'll be trying not to clip in the shows. But all right, like I said, this is a safe haven over here. This is new Independent African Academy. So we're gonna go through a real list real quick. New Independent African Academy. And that is, number one is never talk down another NIA member in public. Number two, no pseudo. Number three, research methodology must be followed. Teach those who are who are ready and willing to learn. Number five is support other members. Number six is disagreements handled in private. Number seven, no one is above critique. Number eight, we must stand for Black Africa, the diaspora, descendants and diaspora. Number nine, zero tolerance for dishonesty. Number 10, Iwa Riri. For people that may not know what Iwa Riri is, it is good character, and Iwa Pele is gentle character. I know a lot of us get those two mixed up. The standards for the it is the standards for everyone. Number 11, no selfless acts. Number 12, no scamming. Number 13, no pedophilia. Number 14, no disrespecting Black women. Number 15, race first. Number 16, support Black businesses. Number 17, integrity. Number 18, must possess the will to learn. Number 19 is each one teach one, or the phrase that we use over here. As I learn, we all learn. These are the goals that we are trying to achieve, and that is producing more authors. That is number two, producing exceptional men and women. Number three is institutions for learning. Number four is entrepreneurship. Number five is scientific literacy. Number six is scholarships for the youth. Number 7 is long-lasting marriages. Number 8, creating rites of passages. Number 9 is unification. Number 10 is multiple support groups. So those are the mandates, the codes of conducts, and the achievement over here at the New Independent African Academy. This is a community, a safe community, where we have those things and we will enforce. Also, if you are supporting the New Independent African Academy, go to our Mboka Family Connect apparel store and get your New Independent African Academy t-shirts. We're gonna have hats and pants, and I know it's finna get cold, sweaters and hoodies and all those types of things. I hadn't got a chance to uploading all that on there yet. Also, please go and support my publication I put out a couple of months ago, Beautiful Lessons About Kimoyo. So if you're interested in learning about what y'all term African spirituality or African tradition, I have a contention with those two words. I explain where those words actually come from in my book, but we're trying to move past that and introduce the new word that really describes the traditions, and that is Kimoyo. So go get Beautiful Lessons About Kimoyo. It is on our publishing company, Sanctuary Different Branch Publishing. Also, go get our latest work. We published our collective group, Kofi Piesie research team. We put out a couple of weeks ago, Spearmasters, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 4. Go get that and go get those other volumes as well. It is also available on our publishing company, Sanctuary Different Branch Publishing. One of our best publications to me as a collective group. That's just my personal opinion. Also, go get What SARS-CoV-2 Taught Me by one of our brothers who are part of Kofi Piesie research team and the Masi Warrior Clan. Go get his book. This is Ini Harriet Sean's book. Is also available on our Sanctuary Different Branch Publishing company. So appreciate those who have been supporting us. We ask that you continue to support us. We're going to continue to try to put out as much accurate and sound information as possible. Let me go back over here to my camera and we're going to get it in. All right, hold on, let me see. All right, there we have it. So, all right, we have Brother Baba Amin, who will be interviewing today. I'm actually excited about this interview because this brother actually stands for some of the same things that I stand for and some of the same things that the groups that I am associated with stand for and trying to achieve. And this brother is actually already achieving some of those things that we're actually trying to achieve, especially creating institutions and creating more things for our children, for our babies. So, Brother Amin, introduce yourself briefly. I always say introduce yourself briefly because if I don't say briefly, they'll go in and y'all mess up my interview questions.
I'm one of them. You told the right person. All right. You know, hey, giving honor to the creator, giving honor to the ancestors, and much appreciation to you, my brother, for having me on today. I hope you can hear me okay. I got a nice breeze going behind me. But I am Baba Amin Imamu Ojuok. I am a proud complimenting husband to Kimoyo Ojuok, and a proud father to 8 beautiful children. And I am also an independent educator, African-centered educator with over 30 years experience, and co-founder, along with my beautiful wife Kimoyo, of the Uhuru Academy, or as we are called these days, Uhuru Academy Education Solutions.
Okay. All right. Hold on one second, man. I done disabled my my iPad over here. I got 1,000 passwords from all these different devices. I need to just have one particular password.
One universal password, brother. Trust me, I have the same issue.
Let me go here.
I have the same issue.
Yeah.
Especially them Apple products, they'll lock you out quick.
Yeah, and that's what I got. I try to definitely deal with all those. So I'm back in here now. So these are some of the first 3 questions are always the same questions I ask everybody that comes and let me and allow me to interview them. The first question is, what are some of your favorite scholars? So what is some of Baba Amin's favorite scholars? Who
Wow.
are the scholars?
Great question. You know, I love one of my favorite I was listening to this morning, Dr. Shaka Musa Barashango. You know what I'm saying? And bless that great ancestor. I love him. I love the passion with which he spoke to the people. I love his African-centered universalist approach to spirituality. So he's definitely one of my favorites. I love Dr. Marimba Ani's work as well. Her work with Urugu and understanding when we look at the culture of Europeans, the Asili, as she coined it in the book, did a lot for me in helping my perspective. So Dr. Marimba Ani, who's also an ally to Uhuru Academy, South Carolina, and a team over there. I love of course, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, Dr. John Henry Clark as well. Those are other scholars that I, you know, my formative years especially, but I still go back and read a lot of their work. You know, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Sheikh Ntijok, Jonathan Jackson, Dr. Chancellor Williams. So yes, sir. You know, I came of age in the early 90s when you had to get it on, you had to get the videotape or read the book. And so those were my formative years, and those are the scholars that even today I hold dear.
Oh man, I wholeheartedly agree with that list. Each one of those individuals, I have read their works personally, man. And man, those are them definitely some of my top warrior scholars, man. Most definitely, man.
Yes, sir. You know, and I know there's some great scholars today, and you know, I'm eager to really get even more and dive in with the great work that the Mosai clan is putting together. Like brothers like yourself, you know, I need to, you know, I'm ready to add all that to the library too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you all are carrying on the legacy. You're doing research. You're taking the logical next step in that research. And so I ain't trying to fall behind, man. I'm trying to keep up. So I want to honor all of the fresh scholars out there too, man. Y'all keep it up. Like, let's warriors out here like myself, you know what I'm saying? Give us some scholarship, man, that we can take back to the people.
No doubt, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Then the next question, man, is name the last book you read or the book you are currently reading.
Okay. I've been studying multiple books here lately. One that would stand out right now would be the author escapes me, but it's The Education of Blacks Between the Years 1860 and 1930. And it's a very, very interesting book about education in America as it relates to us as Black people, our ancestors' quest for education, the important place that education played in our community, and the emphasis that Europeans put on making sure they control the narrative of Black people's education during Reconstruction and during those early years. So that's a very interesting book that I'm studying at the moment. I've also been looking at or restudying Now Valley Contributions of Civilization by Dr. Anthony T. Browder, simply because, you know, we teach African history at our school each day, and I love to stay fresh, and I love to expose young people to work like that is, it might not be super extensive in detail, but it reads very well, you know, and a great introductory book and conversation book for people, especially when you're teaching students African history. So Now Valley Contributions to Civilization is also one that I'm using right now, actually, as a teaching tool.
And what was the first one again? Get that name out again.
The first one was The Education of Blacks. Now let me make sure I'm giving you the right info instead of sitting up here acting like I can just memorize stuff. My brain. Let me see. I think I got it.
That's something that I'm you know, I want to probably pick up, man, if I can purchase it.
Yeah.
Put it in my collection.
I got it here. That's Garby Dubois. I'm going in one of my accounts here. I don't know which one I got it on, but when I get it, brother, I'll definitely send it to you.
Okay, no doubt.
I'll definitely send it to you. But it's The Education of Blacks in the South, and I may have the years wrong.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, your name, man. You know, I notice. Well, you know, I always have to ask people their name. A lot of people that comes on, you know, they have these names, and we understand for those who study African culture and customs and traditions extensively, they know about the naming the naming rights. You know, everybody know I'm big on those rites of passage, and one of
Mhm,
those rites of passages is the naming process. And a
mhm.
lot of times, you know, when they are naming, a lot of people receive more than one name. They might be, you know, in some cultures, you get 6 or 7 different names. But we know when in African culture and traditions, they name their children and their names actually mean something. So it has a significance behind the name. It may have something to do with their destiny or their role within their community. So can you explain to the people what do your name mean?
Okay. Well, just jumping into that, jumping into Amin Ojuok or Baba Amin Ojuok, Baba Amin Imamu Ojuok. We corrected our name in 2011. And it was actually a new African naming ceremony in that it was something that we were doing as a community in Fort Worth, Texas, when we built our Temple of New African Unity, which was that safe space in our community where we could all come together and build on what we have in common, right? And one of the things we created was a naming process where the community named you. Where when you said you were ready, because we said being Black in America was your rites of passage. and coming into that realization and being ready to embrace who you are and whose you are, what I'm saying, that's your rites of passage. So you had a right to determine when it was time for you to correct your name. But what we would do, we would come together as a community. We would talk to the people closest to you in your life. You would tell us, who do we call? And we'll call the people closest to you in your life, and we'll ask them, what do you see when you see this particular person? And based on what they said, we basically had a committee, and you get to choose who gets to be on that committee. That naming committee would take that information, and then we would do the research and come up with a name that would reflect what those closest to you said about you. So it wasn't really, a lot of us didn't have our African DNA done. We didn't know what particular nation state we come from in Africa, but we recognized our right to self-determination. And just like you say, often you may have multiple names in this lifetime. I don't think I've had my last name, but we did that particular rites of passage in Texas. And when I went through mine, the community bestowed me with Baba Amin Imamu Ojuok. I had not been bestowed the title Baba prior to that, and I had no idea that was coming. But of course, Baba is the title, which means father. Amin means trustworthy friend. Imamu is one who walks in the spirit of the creator, you know what I'm saying? And then Ojuok is also one who is of the divine.
Oh man, that's all right, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all doing the work, man. Like y'all are really, and that's something that I'm working on, and I would like to do. I actually was working with a brother a while back here, but we kind of lost communication. We was trying to get those rites of passage established in certain countries.
Say,
And hopefully we'll be able to do that. But man, I mean, y'all doing it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
what we
giving
did.
yourself the names. Y'all letting the community, and
Right.
that's African custom. That's an African
Right,
tradition.
right. And we allow the community to determine what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? And instead of grabbing, because a lot of us were not knowledgeable of the details of something that was traditionally a Wolof naming ceremony or a Mende naming ceremony or a Ashanti naming ceremony. So we say, well, shoot, what does a Stop Six naming ceremony look like? What does a Meadowbrook naming ceremony look like? You know what I'm saying? What would a naming ceremony look like to a group of new Africans that were determined to self-determine? You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. and that's why we're the temple of new African unity, and it's another unifier in our community as well. So, I mean, we have the hood to come out, the neighborhood, the community come out. We'll be in the bookstore. Shout out to the Doc Bookshop in Fort Worth, Texas. We'll be up in the bookstore, man. And you talking about drums, and the sisters got together and they blessed the place, you know what I'm saying? And in a traditional way, and the youth are all in there playing the drums. Oh man, it's awesome. It's awesome, man. You got the person sitting on stage, and we're going through the whole ceremony, and after you're done, everybody, we announce your name and everybody applauds and comes around and it greets you. Everyone there, if it's 50 people there, 75 people there, 100 people there, everybody comes and they embrace you and shake your hand and they call you by your name.
Man, that's wonderful, man. That's something I would like to be.
It's really cool, man, because you'll get parents in there who, that might be afraid of the knowledge. They think, oh, y'all got a cult, or, oh, that's that black power, that's that. But they would come to that because they would see how special it is to their loved ones. And we would call them and bring them into the process, and that would bring a lot of folk into the temple and into knowledge of self and just sparking their own journey, but they initially came just to support their son, their daughter, their uncle, their cousin that was on that black stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, those safe spaces inside of Black communities are vital. And we have to, as groups, as institution builders, we have to continue to build and maintain those institutions. When one falls, somebody got to step in and pick up that slack.
Right. Man, that's beautiful, man.
Yes, sir.
Now, the name of your academy is your Uhuru Academy. So was it a reason to call it an academy versus a school? Because I know sometimes it really is. I know sometimes it's a difference between the two, and sometimes they use it for legal technicalities, with the verbiage of the word school and academy. So was it a reason why you called it an academy instead of a school?
Well, initially school, if I'm going to say school, I'm going to say shule. Just the word school for me, I guess has an inferior connotation, not because it does, but just because, I guess having public school in the back of my mind, right? Also, an academy is more of a broader name. You know what I'm saying? We didn't start the Uhuru Academy to just be a K through 12th grade school or K through 8th grade school. We wanted to do adult education. We want to bring every aspect of education, under the umbrella or under the sunlight of the Uhuru Academy. And so I just had growth and expansion. Just an academy sounded like something. The Uhuru Academy sounded like something that's going to be here 100 years from now. It resonated in my spirit. Of course, Uhuru means freedom. And at the Uhuru Academy, freedom is responsibility. Freedom don't mean doing whatever you want to do. Freedom means accepting the responsibility to be liberated, accepting responsibility for our own food, our own resources, accepting responsibility for our collective destiny as a people. But you have to build freedom. Nobody can give it to you. And you have to build it. You have to build it from the ground up, and sometimes from the underground up, like a pyramid. And so you have the Uhuru Academy, the Freedom Academy.
Right.
Founded in 2010 officially.
Right. I seen that. I was on the website the other day. Break down, because I think it's break down the Academy logo, man. Yeah, I see you got it, or you wearing it too, man. I looked at it and I'm like, man, that's dope. And I'm saying it's dope because I understand each one of those Adinkra symbols that you have and the combination. So how did you come up with that, man? And let people know exactly what that means for people that may not, people on here already know what the Adinkra. We done talked about the Adinkra symbol.
Right. And so basically, the shield inspiration came to me before I launched the school. The shield came to me. And when I had the vision for it, I said, we have to stand on something. If you're going to build an academy, that academy has to stand on something, some core principles, some core values. And I initially designed the shield myself. And shout out to my boy Mental Son for this latest iteration of my original design, and I designed the shield to represent our ancestors, to represent our core values. Basically, to break it down, you'll look in the background of the shield, inside the shield. Well, let's go on the outside. You have the Uhuru Academy, name of our institution, and then you have founded 2010 on the bottom. Inside the shield, you have the 4 pillars that we stand on: spirituality, knowledge, freedom, and transformation. Each one of these Adinkra symbols represent one of those pillars. You know, like you have the Nyame symbol, a Nyame symbol, you know what I'm saying, to represent spirituality, you know, the Sankofa to represent the knowledge. Because when we talk about knowledge, we're talking about building on the past in order to propel ourselves into the future. And then, of course, you also have the freedom and determination, right? And I mean, in transformation, you know, our goal for us is not to change you, but to transform, for us to transform ourselves into who we need to be in order to get where we need to go, you know. And again, freedom being liberation, freedom being responsibility, right? And then you notice Akibulan behind that, or the continent of Africa behind that, and we have it turned towards our ancient ancestors' orientation. You know, we have it because that's the orientation that we're using to guide, to spark the transformation inside of us. So that's the orientation, that's the foundation of our shield.
Man, when I seen it and, you know, and looked at it, I said, man, that is dope to me, man. I looked, I said,
give thanks, man. And it was some divine work for me. I mean, I taught myself, well, I self-taught with video, stuff like that, how to use how to use Photoshop just so I can design the original shield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it was something on my mind, and I'm like, you know, I can't explain this to anybody else. I see this so vividly. I have to create this, you know, and so yes, sir.
Man, I like it, man. I'm telling you,
Give thanks.
Yeah. And it describes exactly what y'all are actually trying to do and what y'all are actually accomplishing, man. So, man,
yes, sir. That's the shield, man. I got the shield protection hoodie on right now, you know, and we have a school store online, you know, at blacknationstore.com. And you know, I tell everybody, man, you got to walk around, got to get your shield. It's hoodie season. Put that shield on your chest.
Sir, I was checking it out last night, man. I'm actually gonna try to purchase me some.
Give thanks.
Tomorrow, I'm definitely gonna support. I'm always trying to support Black-owned businesses, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, so you know, do you have this is twofold questions. Two questions. One, do you have a degree in education, and do one needs a background in education before starting an academy or any institution of learning?
Well, you know, you heard that term, I am the stone that the builder refused.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm the teacher that the system refused. and that system is the system that the teacher refused. I walked away from college officially after 2 years in, but initially after my first year in, when I went to school on a full academic scholarship. And around that time, things blew up in my city, you know, with gang banging and slang and things was going crazy. But I also took an African studies course that first year under Dr. A.J. Stovall at Wiley College at the time. And that's when my orientation initially switched. You know, when I read, and a lot of brothers from my era got the similar story. I read the Autobiography of Malcolm X, and wasn't nothing right. Wasn't nothing the same after that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, then I had to study They Came Before Columbus. And at the same time, all this stuff is going on in my hood, man. And I ended up, basically, long story short, I went home and discovered African-centered education when I started hanging out with my Nation of Islam brothers, and went out to the worst neighborhood in my city, Butler Housing, and shout out to Mo Better Butler, and went out there in 1991. I was 18 years old, and I met a brother by the name of Ricky Clark, who became my trainer to teach me how to teach. And man, I met the babies out there. I started teaching out there, and we had a rites of passage program out there. And if there was a point in my life, I don't know if you've ever found your passion, your calling. I found mine at 18 years old. And one thing I knew was that nothing about college was going to train me to do this mission, you know. And so, no, you know, my training came in the streets. My training came in community centers, alternative schools, all by experience. But I was trained by master teachers like my brother Ricky Clark and Dr. Elizabeth Branch, and these were master Black teachers and independent educators in my city. They trained me, and the brothers told me everything I wanted to know was in a book, right? And so I got knowledge of self and got trained on teaching, becoming an African-centered educator. And so I never finished a college degree. It kind of dropped out of my to-do list after a while. I'm like, I'm going to work for myself. I did take jobs over the years, but my experience was so extensive, I would get jobs that required bachelor degrees. Matter of fact, I had people with bachelor degrees working under me in my departments, but I didn't want to put Band-Aids on bullet wounds, and I wasn't here to make the oppressor look good and to make these systems seem like they're fair, or they care about Black people. I'm here clearly to walk the walk of building independent education institutions inside of our community, whether it be 10 small ones, 1 big ones. I don't know. That's not for me to determine. I just know that my calling is to plant that seed, and I just try to be obedient to that calling. Not to sound spooky, but I know what the ancestors have called me to do, and that's what it is. I actually train degree teachers all the time because you're really untrained. I actually untrain degree teachers who come out of school and feel disconnected from their own community when they get into the public school. How do you uplift Black children in a public school setting without risking your paycheck at the same time? How do you integrate this stuff seamlessly into your curriculum? How do you live with that dual consciousness that you have to have in order to function inside the system, where you know what those babies need, but you know it's against the rules for you to give it to them?
No doubt. And you would be considered autodidact, and nothing wrong to some of the people you named a while ago, and you mentioned warrior scholars are autodidact. A lot of people in our teams are autodidact. I'm very vocal when it comes to I try not to disrespect it at times. And so I always say the food system, the school system, what I'm saying? So, I, at one point, I wanted to get my son out of the school system because of the things that they was teaching him in the school. Because I believe, and actually I was talking to my dad about this the other day, because he's actually finna start a program for the youth. He's finna start like a boot camp for for people, children that are actually getting in trouble a lot, and he's trying to do something, to save these children, and then give them another give them another way, another alternative. Okay, let me show you this. Besides the streets, it's a better way for you to make a living. It's a better way for you to be a great neighbor, a great father, a productive man in society. So I have an issue with those things, because I believe, and I ain't gonna say the word believe. I know that system, it actually cripples our children. It actually does. It doesn't empower them like it empower other people that look like them. And it gives our kids a low self-esteem, which we have this education crisis in our thing, because the dropout rate because our kids can't relate to a lot of that stuff that's going on, because they're talking about people that doesn't look like them. They're empowering. And I understand when another group of people conquer another group of people, they're going to force their way of life. When they're writing their history, they're going to write themselves as the best, and the people that they conquer as the less. So I get that, and I understand that. So I applaud people like you and other people that are trying to create these institutions in order to combat that thing where we able to empower our own kids. What I'm saying? Show them that we people that look like you actually contribute to things in this world. Their contributions was great, in this world. And a lot of these people that you're learning about, like a Plato and Socrates and Euclid, the Greek civilization, they Greek civilized the world. No, some of these people that they're educating you on went and studied in places that they're trying to push
the science, technology, engineering, and math aspect of all of that came from us. came from
Right.
African civilization, the foundations, and we use it, in very practical ways in African-centered education. It's not just a Black history class and then you get everything else. No, you infuse your story into everything that you learn. So when we learn math, let's learn our people's walk with math. Let's learn our people's walk with science. Math and science wasn't something that was brought to you. Math and science was something that our ancient ancestors took out to the world, and and we give specific examples, providing those images, right? Just teaching the world from our perspective. So it's a very empowering thing. No one can tell me about the transformative power of African-centered education. I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it in situations, like I said, in the middle of the neighborhood, 30, 40 children in there, it's just you and one other person, right? And all you have is our story to keep them engaged. That's all you have. They not there because of probation. They not there because we having a pizza party. They there because of the story that you're here to give them. I've witnessed it. It's all in how we deliver that story, the energy behind it, the spirit behind it, right? And I've witnessed it transform people in crack and drug infested, gang infested neighborhoods, right? And I don't like to say gang infested, I say street organizations, out of balance street organizations in neighborhoods like that. I've witnessed the transformation firsthand. So why not institutionalize that?
Right. I like that. I might use that, man, if you don't mind. Out of balance street organizations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? They street organizations, they mean well, but just like any other institution we get, if we go into any institution with a Eurocentric mind state, it's going to be perverse. It's going to be perverted and corrupted. You know what I'm saying? But I've witnessed the transformational power of African-centered thinking, even within street organizations.
Yeah, man. Oh man, yeah. So your academy is from third. Is it third grade to the 12th grade? Because
yes, sir. That's our online academy. Our virtual academy right now is a full-time third grade through 12th grade. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's an online class, or you have an online and a brick and mortar?
Live virtual. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is the livest online education experience for Black children on the planet. Period. Right. And I thank the ancestors and the creator for that. But yes, it's full-time, live every day. Right now in our program, we have about 45 students spanning across 15 or 16 states, 3 different time zones, ranging from 3rd grade through 12th grade. And when I tell you they get on and we honor our ancestors, and you talking engagement from morning to the afternoon, just powerful children from all over the country with powerful families. And shout out to our parents, right, who are willing to make that commitment, that investment to build our institution while building a powerful education for their children at the same time. So yes, sir, 3rd through 12th. And yes, we graduate our own children, and no, we didn't ask permission.
I know that's right, man. And I was looking on the website the other day, and I was like, when you get ready to get them engaged or whatever, and y'all start, y'all pull libations out to, am I correct? Y'all pull libations
yes, every single day.
Yeah, I said, this guy here, man, is really
like if you wanted to see something beautiful, visit Uhuru Academy on any weekday in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And you more than welcome, by the way, Black man. If you ever want to peep in and just check us out. If you ever just say, you know what, I need to be lifted up today. I wonder where I can find 50 children shouting out to the ancestors. Just come visit us. Right? Because every morning, man, they get in there and them babies are calling out Malcolm X. They calling out the most Elijah Muhammad. They calling out Madam C.J. Walker. You know what I'm saying? They calling out Bernie Mac. Then they calling out their uncles, their meemaws. And it's such a link building thing. Let's say if you miss school, somebody else gonna call out your personal ancestor. Let's say you always bring in your uncle or your grandmama into the room or whatever. If you're not there, another student, without even being told, just gonna say, you know what, I want to shout out to Kofi's grandmother. Like, I say. And so it's a powerful way to set the tone each and every day. And I mean, how can you act up after that? How can you say your big mama name and then act up? You know what I'm saying? So it's a powerful tool, and it reminds us instantly that we not just in school for ourselves, that we're carrying on a legacy, and we got to take things to another level.
Right, man. That's wonderful, man. So let's talk about some of your curriculums, man. And we'll talk about because I want to talk about also your Operation Reconnect process. I think that is something wonderful that y'all actually doing for the adults that I think range from 16 and on up. Am I correct?
Sir, yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get into that. But kind of talk about from your 3rd grade to 12th grade, some of your curriculum that you have, like, for people that's listening that may be interested. Let me see what the curriculum like,
Okay.
in this academy. Can you kind of talk
Yes,
about
sir.
that?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Our curriculum is very engaging. It's very interactive. We don't do pre-recorded classes. We're live all day. My teachers are trained to be engaging as well. And hold on one second. Peace, y'all. Peace, Xander. Hope you have fun. All right, then. Cool. All right, y'all be safe. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Sorry, I had some powerful new Africans leaving my house. All right. But our curriculum is designed to focus on vision development, to focus on our children planning, as opposed to just dreaming. It's also designed for them to explore self, to think critically as well, and to develop into global citizens, right? And so to that end, a quick day in the life, we honor our ancestors first. After we honor our ancestors, we go into turn up exercise, right? You got to get up in front of your webcam, and we do a workout every morning. All right, you're gonna be in front of a computer, we can't let you get stiff, right? And so we do the turn up exercise. Sometimes the teachers will run it. We have students that will run it. After turn up exercise, then it's time for a creative writing. First class school wide. And during this time, we have everybody together, 3rd through 12th grade. We go into creative writing. On Monday and Wednesday, we do what we call our African Wisdom Journal. That's where we come with an African proverb, where we break down that proverb. And then your job is to say what that proverb means to you, and then to create a story with that proverb as the moral of the story, and you got 30 minutes. All right. So now our children are becoming amazing writers. They're thinking first thing in the morning, and you got to think quick on your feet in order to get it done. And when I tell you they rise to the occasion, they rise to the occasion, right? And so after creative writing, we go on a quick 15-minute break. Right. So I'll let you write 25, 30 minutes, 15-minute break, walk away. We turn everything off. No chat, no screen, walk away from the computer, get you some sunlight, or go hug your mama, go do what you need to do. Come back in 15 minutes. And then it's time for sharing. So I'll let one junior high student share, one elementary student share, one senior share. What'd you write this morning? That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mondays and Wednesdays, we have our Black History moment, because we infuse our history into every day. But Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do special Black. We're going through what we call our Sankofa for Success African History curriculum, designed by myself and my comrade Baba Bomani Ajamu. You know what I'm saying? And so the Sankofa for Success curriculum is designed to connect our babies to the past so they can prepare themselves into the future. And so we do that immediately after we share, or immediately after creative writing. Once we get through that, that's school wide. We break out into our breakout rooms. Elementary goes to elementary, junior high goes to junior high, high school go at high school, dedicated instructor in each room. And then we take care of our core academics. You got mathematics, you got ELA, you got science, and you got your civics, or what they call social studies, right? And basically with the math, we do our math is very individual focused. We do an assessment on our students, and based on the assessment, that's going to be your work plan mathematically. But then you also have exposure to everything you're supposed to be doing at grade level or above. So just in case you test lower, it's like, but this is where your people's at. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be aspects of this you can get. So, and we track your progress. Same with ELA, we test them, build an individualized plan. But one of the strengths of our program that's connected our ELA and vision development is our weekly vocabulary. We have a very rigorous vocabulary building curriculum where our students have anywhere from 15 to 20 powerful words with purpose. Every single week, they have to define each word. They have to write each word 5 times each, use them in a sentence or an essay, write the etymology of the word, and then you get one word assigned to you. That's your word. You have to do a presentation on that particular word, either by the end of this week or by the end of next week. 3rd grade through 12th grade. And then we scaffold the level of the vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell you they step up to the occasion, they step up to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? Science, virtually, of course, you know, with our science, we focus a lot on scientific concepts, right? And what we're building right now, though, is a strong lab component, but that's where you get your families engaged, because we're training our students to do science experiments in the home that they can record and present in the school. Right. And so we want our science to be very agricultural science oriented, well, really to run the gambit from astronomy to geology to agricultural science to physical science, biology, anatomy, the whole 9 yards. Right. Civics, we learn how to run a nation. In civics, we talk about local government, we talk about state government, we talk about international and global governments. We want to expose our children to the world. All right. So we focus a lot on nation building and community building and research in our civics curriculum. You know, then from there, we have a vision development curriculum where our students begin to look at how to become the things that they want to become in life. So if you come to me and you say, I want to be a pilot. All right, well, you are a pilot. Right? Until you say you're something different. So now you're going to get special vocabulary words just related to pilots. Now we're going to expose you to information about pilots. We're going to try to bring a Black pilot into the school to talk to you because you are a pilot until you learn enough about being a pilot that you say, you know what? I don't think that's what I want to be. Or you get connected to another career and you say, now that's where I want to go. Right? But our thing is, how do you get there? How much school will you need? How much of a work ethic do you need? What type of attitude do you need? Let's paint that path directly from where you at to where you want to go. That's vision development. Then we have our global language program where our students are learning global languages. Some grades, the focus may be Spanish. Sometimes the focus may be Kiswahili. We also give them the opportunity to pick a language outside of whatever the school mandated language is for the semester. You can choose a language of your choosing to study as well. We teach financial literacy and entrepreneurship. We actually use Dr. Boyce Watkins' Millionaires of Tomorrow curriculum. That's one of the curriculums we're using this year. We also have an entrepreneurship curriculum that we wrote that we're using as well, teaching our children the value of owning and operating their own business. Matter of fact, you are your own business, right? And so we have that as well. And that's about it. We bring in a lot of special guests. We have a writing club. We actually working with Sister Yalordi D in Detroit, Michigan, and the Fifth House Collective. We're working with her along with a lot of professional Black comic book and short story authors. They have adopted the Uhuru Academy Writing Club, and we're actually working on our first ever short story / comic book anthology that we're going to publish, full of our students' creative writing. See how that came full circle right there for the community, you know. So we're excited about that as well. Oh, we also have the Be Like a Girl STEM Club for our girl students, run by some beautiful queens who come in once a month and expose our girls to Black women who have STEM careers. So we have that going on as well. And we're working with a group of brothers right now to bring in a cybersecurity program. And so we want to begin training, particularly our teenagers, in cybersecurity. Our goal is to eventually graduate our students, not just with a high school diploma, but with a certification in networking or cybersecurity or some sort of IT profession that'll give them an instant global ticket to get out there and earn while they learn.
Man, I almost got one more leg.
You know, so I just laid out the Black print right there. You know what I'm saying? I laid out the Black print right there. That's our approach. Our curriculum is fluid. We adapt. We've had to adapt on the fly. You know what I'm saying? So it's fluid. It's adaptable. We tell our parents, this is our school. You see something that's not there, put it there. We do not take our ego to class in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? And we have teachers we have parents who actually come in and teach in the whole 9 yards. So and there have been some great classes hosted by some of our parents over the years.
Right, man. I gotta get that here, man. That's man. That right there, man, is great, man. Those are some things that I hope, you know, one day in my lifetime, man, is to achieve, because my goal is is to build institutions, man. Like,
say.
it's cool being on the internet, and I know a lot of people, they just, what are we gonna do next? Okay, we can get on here, we can talk all day and go live, and we can talk and we can debate amongst each other, we can present things. But what can we do to actually take that and bring it full circle in these communities and create these institutions and create a level of excellence for our kids? Because my main thing is, like, I'm a writer. So, right off the rip, when I seen that African Wisdom Journal where the creative writing, man, and what you actually, you get these kids engaged in writing, and then they begin to write, and then they have to talk about what they write, and then you have them presenting, presenting what they're writing. So now they're becoming writers, and they're using their imagination to write things. They're writing and structuring things, and then they're able to, you teaching them how to articulate it, and then to present the information. Man, I was like, man, that's wonderful. Then
these storytellers,
griot.
If we're gonna control our narrative, we have to train our children to tell it.
Yes, man. I said, man, he is training up griots, man. That is definitely what he is training up, man. So I'm all for that, even with, you one-on-one with the kids, and asking them what they're interested in, and then you're actually, giving them things pertaining to what they want to do, to let them figure out, is this, hey, this is for me or this is not for me. But
why you go to school? Why do you go to school? You don't, when we was in the public school, so we went to school called Mama Made Us, right? And a lot of us never got going to school directly connected to our plan in life until you was like a junior in high school.
Right.
But with us, it's third grade. With us, when we get on a physical campus, it's kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? We're going to connect this to your plan from day one, and that's what we do at the Uhuru Academy. With our grading system, we don't just give A's, B's, C's, and D's. It's not just based on performance. You understand what I'm saying? In our class, you get graded not just on your performance, but you also get graded on your work ethic. What's your attitude towards the work? You also get graded on your participation. Are you asking questions, giving your opinion? Are you maintaining, staying engaged, right? So your performance, you might be a D student in math on your performance, but your attitude is right. You going hard at it. You participate. You ask questions. You're not flunking math.
Right.
Matter of fact, we don't even give F's. Under no circumstances in our system do we call a black child a failure. When you don't reach the standard in our classes, we say a CH. That's a challenge for you. Challenges are meant to be met. Failure denotes that it's over.
Right. Man, that's wonderful, man. Even with you teaching them to be entrepreneurs, man, and that's something that we need to do as well, man. I've been installing that in my son for a long time, man. You have to own something, son. You have to own something.
With technology, Kofi, I have students who are entrepreneurs right now. Like, they have online stores and the whole 9 yards, and so we encourage that. A lot of our parents are entrepreneurs, and one of the things when you're an entrepreneur, what you want your babies to care about the business, right? So you put them in a school that's going to echo the importance of your business, you know what I'm saying, along with you. And so we don't want to educate them away from the family business. We want to educate them into the family business or into their own business and understand the importance of that legacy. And peace, Queen. Well, Mom and Koyo just got back. It's hard for me to ignore her.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's so and so, yes, sir. That entrepreneurship is key. That ownership mindset is what we're going for. That ownership, even if you work for somebody else, own that position. You own that. You contract and you working with that company. You know what I'm saying? And they better watch you because you learning how to run it so you can one day do that for yourself.
Right, man. That's excellent, man. That is definitely excellent, man. It's a long shot, but I'm definitely gonna ask present it to my queen, my wife. I got 2 stepdaughters, and one of them stepdaughters, she's a 10-year-old, and then my son, he's 14-year-old. And we was trying to find that for my 14-year-old son when I used to be with my son's mother, and because she might be with it now if I presented to her, because I know when we was together, you know, it was things that I used to explain and that I just hated my son to go to this institution, this thing that we call in a school about, because he would come home and be talking about George Washington, you know, all these people. So I have to break it down. I had to explain these things to these people, who these people are that they educating and they telling you this, you know, that these people was great, and, you know, give them these titles that they don't even deserve. And so during the school he was going to, man, they used to hate, man. They used to hate, oh, leave this child here alone because Mr. Nelson will be up here in a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you, the principal, the vice president, the principal and the vice principal knew who I was. And even if I was just coming up there to check them out, they
As
didn't
it
even know
should
that
be.
was word, oh, this man is going to come up here and chew us out. And
As it should be. Yes, sir.
and when he did certain projects,
Mhm.
they would let him, instead of give him a project, they would tell him, get with your father and y'all pick out a project that y'all want to do. So I will always pick his projects out because they don't want no smoke with this black man
Mhm.
come up here
Mhm.
and gonna give us
Yeah.
the business.
Yes.
So
Yes. A
and
lot of our advocacy with parents, and shout out to my comrade Bomani Ajamu, Juichi Bomani Ajamu, we call him Coach J. He has a program called the Pipeline to Power, and it's an advocacy program for youth and parents still in the public school system that need some help, some arrows in their quiver. You know what I'm saying? When they need to go to battle with the school system and hold the school accountable to what's going on with their scholar. Also help in holding their scholar accountable and helping their scholar make plans on what they need to do and where they're trying to go, and to help put that accountability, you know what I'm saying, in the community. What you did right there, you model how you're supposed to treat any institution that you trust with your child. You have to understand that you are the boss, that we are partners in this thing. Okay, it's not I'm educated, give me your child, and you just go along and get along with everything that I say. No, you pay attention to everything I tell your child. If it does not reflect what you're teaching at home, you call me on it, and I'm supposed to change, not you. Right. And our people need to know that we have options, and the system needs to know that we have options, because Black children keep the public education system alive. Period. Black children are big business in America. Black children are the Black youth is a cash cow. Our babies are a cash cow, whether they're being successful or whether they're failing. It's money attached to it. The success is the brain drain. You're going to go and make their institutions more rich. The failure is another brain drain and resource drain. Now you're going into their slavery system to make the same corporations rich. Because the successful brother is probably working for a corporation that owns stock in the prison that's getting rich off of the brother that didn't make it. Going to con, you're a cash cow. But the one community that's not truly capitalizing on the potential of Black children is the community that they come from.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Man, let's talk about the Operation Reconnect process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you explain the Operation Reconnect?
All right. But yes, sir. You know, I originally come from Texas. And of course, we're in Columbia, South Carolina, out here helping to build a school out here in Columbia. But I originally come from Fort Worth, Texas. The Uhuru Academy was founded in Fort Worth, Texas. Operation Reconnect is a program that was unique to Texas, in states like Texas that don't have any restrictions on public schools and private schools. Texas, as racist as Texas is the most free education state in America, right? There shouldn't be one child without a high school diploma in the state of Texas. Taking advantage of that, We created the Operation Reconnect program, and that's a program for adults. You can't work with youth without working with the adults. And basically Operation Reconnect is what it says. It's an opportunity for young people and adults who stopped out of school, right, to reconnect to not just education, but to employment opportunities, right? But Operation Reconnect, you have to pass an academic test that we created, a culturally relevant academic test that we created, but you also have to put together a life plan essay, right? Not your dream, you got to write me your plan, right? And so once you get past the test, now you got to put your plan up to the test. And we don't graduate you until we approve your plan. I'm talking step one. What are you going to do when you earn this high school diploma? We give you credit for life experience. We give you credit, for example, if you a mother of children and you're raising your children, but you need this high school diploma in order to move forward in your job and that sort of thing, then we give you credit for life experience. You come and you do the test, and then you give us that. Let's put that plan together. We diploma you, we credential you, and you go on your way. And we stand behind our credentials. When employers call us, we answer the phone. When when schools need transcripts, we get them the transcripts, and we undefeated. We undefeated in being able to put our graduates in college, helping our graduates with their employment, the whole 9 yards. Now, if you're in between the ages of 16 and 24, not only do you have to pass the test and put the life plan together, but you also have to go through our life skills program, what we call our mission empowerment or Me Incorporated curriculum, and that's basically a curriculum that's helping those younger adults, right, reorient themselves towards a vision development type mindset. Get out of that dreaming stage and get into that planning and implementing stage. And so they're required to go through that in addition to the academic part and in addition to the life plan part. So, and once you get through it, man, we graduate you. You're a graduate of the Uhuru Academy, and we stand by our credential, and we tell our community, this is activating our power. Do the state recognize your diploma? The state don't recognize no diploma. The state recognize diplomas that recognize themselves. The state recognize the diplomas that the community say that's a diploma. But we look at the state with a slave-master relationship, and we think that they have to approve our diplomas. No, you approve them when you voted them in. Right. Okay, so now you approve your credentials, you approve your diplomas, and they got to honor it because they taking your tax dollars. And that's what we do, and we want to encourage more African-centered educators to start credentialing. When I see a doctor by your name, I want a degree from you. I don't want it from that institution over there. I want a credential from you. You create the credential, we'll stand by.
Okay. Man, so if the parents want to
that's what Operation Reconnect, that's the larger movement that Operation Reconnect is all about.
Yeah, man, that's excellent too, man, because that's something I think that is important because earlier, I know I got to ranting about the school system. I try not to say food system as much, but I hate that system. And I know that a lot of people, I know a lot of parents personally that their kids in Mississippi is dropping out of school, and this is just not in Mississippi. This is all the way around the world with the dropout rate in our community because, again, it's, that what they're doing is not relevant. We if our kids, doing such and such things, we get highlighted more. These are kids. They're going to do such things. But if it's a black child, then he's being disobedient. He's disrupting the classes. He's need to be on some medicine. We giving him HD. So, and they not, they basically not understanding our kids. So, and
the cookie cutter. We'll put them in a cookie cutter, and we're not realizing, just like they say, it's more than one way to skin the cat. It's more than one way to raise an African. It's more than one way to educate an African. We say if you don't make it over there, you're either going to be dead or in jail. Instead of saying, wait a minute, why don't we create new ways to make it?
Right. Exactly.
Why don't we create new paths to success? Instead of saying that's the only path for you. And if you don't make it, those of you who don't fit into that path, you're a failure. No, that just might not be my path.
Right. Exactly.
Create more paths. And that's where our focus is within the African Center School movement. We want to create more pathways. That's our job and our responsibility. And we have the power to do it, brother. We just don't use it.
Man.
Or we're not using it as much as we should based on the situation that we're in.
Right, man. So I think that's wonderful as well, man, for the people that, need to, hey, I want to be able to succeed, and, I want to be able to learn, and but I can't do it over there. You created another opportunity. Hey,
Opportunity.
this
What
place.
if our best athletes went to independent Black schools, or when those colleges came to our best Black athletes, you know what I'm saying? Black families in the neighborhood saying, we need a center over here. Like, if you're going to get our running back, we need a whole community center over here. Independent. If you're going to get our run, we need a whole investment right here. If you're going to get our wide receiver, if you're going to get our quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? And how dare you not honor our credentials? If we create this credential, you're gonna honor that. You know what I'm saying? And so we have, there's so many things you could leverage, you know what I'm saying? And then building your own universities, your own colleges, and credential yourself, master plumbers, master electricians. Well, if you're a master, then you could create a master.
Mm-hmm.
We need more pathways to certifications. And I would love to see more brothers and sisters who are masters in their craft say, you know what, we're going to credential people in this industry, and we're going to get out and create the relationships we need to create to make that credential stand on something.
Man, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, for parents that want to enroll their children, man, into the academy, man, what the process look like? What would they have to do if somebody that's in the chat right now, or somebody look it in the archive? What would be that process if they wanted to enroll their children?
They would go to uhuruacademy.com. Right. Once you get to uhuruacademy.com, you're going to go to the UA Online tab. If you're looking for UA Online, if you're looking for Operation Reconnect, you're going to go to the Operation Reconnect tab. Right. And forgive the vagueness of the website. I'm the website developer, and I am not a website developer. But when you get in there, you're going to go to the UA Online, go to tuition and fees. That's where you can look and see what some of the options are as far as tuition is concerned. And you can put in your online registration form right there. Or when you fill out and submit the online registration form, right below it, you're going to set up an appointment to meet with me face to face, myself, Mom and Koyo, face to face in a video chat, so we can discuss it even further. Once we have that initial meeting, if we decide that this is a good fit for both school and family, we just discuss our business and then get that start date solidified, and your baby come to school.
Oh man, that's one. So is it expensive, or is a fair price to go to school? Because I know I'm not doing it.
It's not expensive at all. Up until this year, it's been largely financed by myself, my wife, and donations from the community, with parents parents getting tuition as low as $250 a month for full-time education for a while. But we got together as a village and decided that if we're going to expand, and our parents were willing to do it, if we were going to expand, we had to increase our tuition to a more market reflecting price. Now, we're still half of what the average market tuition is, you know what I'm saying, for private schools, private online schools. But I think we have very great rates in a multiple menu. We have part-time options. We have a 9-month pay scale, a 12-month pay scale that lowers your monthly payment. We have bartering opportunities with businesses that will help brand our school, or parents that can come in and add some education and some teaching to our school, right? So we have so many options. We do not let finances get in the way. We even coach. We even offer free homeschool coaching, homeschool webinars for parents who want to homeschool. And then we offer very inexpensive homeschool coaching service, where we'll provide you with the curriculum, we'll provide you with the resources. You just have to implement it yourself, and the training. You just have to implement it yourself. So we don't let it get out the way. We also work with groups that come together and say, you know what, we want to start a school. All right, no problem. Let's do this. We'll offer our model, and so, but depending on the scale of what you're trying to do, let's work something out where we can work together. For example, we have a relationship with Uhuru Academy SC International. We do not own Uhuru Academy SC International, right? UAS International was founded by Keontae X and Kerry Washington, and they have a beautiful 4-acre campus out here in Columbia, South Carolina. But we have a partnership that we built starting back in 2014, where we offered the model, and in return, they work with us, right? And so we ultimately ended up coming to Columbia because once they got land, guess who else got some land? We got land. It's a mutual cooperation that we're building, and relationship that we're building. Then that's another model of doing business that we're trying to master. We've been raised up on that capitalistic model of doing business, but we're trying to establish ways where we could do business together where both parties benefit, but at the same time, it's not a great emphasis on the money that's exchanging hands, but the resources and the relationships that are exchanging hands.
Man, that's dope, man. Well, I mean that's
So parents, we are enrolling, open enrollment year round. I'm looking for a problem. The problem I'm trying to get is I got so many students, I have to provide employment for another great Black teacher. So please put us in that situation.
man. Oh yeah. And
The
I'm
more
definitely
people enrolled, more Black educators we can develop.
right. I'm definitely, man, gonna reach back out to you later on, man, here when I get some free time, because I actually want to try to do something on a smaller level if it's able to go through. I'm trying to right now I'm in talks of starting an app, and it's a streaming app. So and in the streaming app, the app will be for free. You can download the app for free. Right. And if you want to watch some of our videos, you can, or if we streaming and going live, we can actually stream from them. But within the streaming app, I also wanted to do like a little small institution within the stream, for a small fee, you can enroll into these different classes, right here. But it's going to be pre-recorded classes. And then maybe we'll probably virtual into maybe doing something one-on-one when I get some time, and some of the brothers be able to get some time.
Absolutely, man. I got some brothers to bring to the table too, working with a brother by the name of Cherry Bernard in Dallas, Virtual Solutions. And they've developed, we have our own Zoom, because our goal is about 2023. We don't even want to be on Zoom. We don't want to use the Google Classrooms. We want our own independent apps that we use. And he's developed an app that we call Nubian Talk, that does what Zoom does. And we're running it as a beta right now. So when we talk, man, I'm gonna hip you to Nubian Talk as well. So you can check that out, and let's start building that network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely, man. So man, I really enjoyed this. I already knew I was. Like I said, I've been.
Oh, you're breaking up for me a little bit.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mic check 1 2.
Hold on, it might be me.
Let's see here.
Nah, it ain't me. Hold on, it ain't me. Can you hear me? He done froze up. Can y'all still hear me out there? Let me know if y'all can still hear me out there. I think it's on his end. I think he done froze up. Yeah, I think he. Baba, I mean. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, froze up. That's what it was. But like I said, man, I appreciate, man, you coming in and allowing me to interview you, man. And I wanted to, the people on my end, man, that support me, man, to know exactly what you're doing, exactly what your school is doing. And like I said, I've been following you for a little while now, man. And I just said, man, I want to reach out, man. I like what he's doing. I'm gonna reach out. He might, allow me to interview him, and he might not, but I'm gonna reach out anyway, because I like what this brother and his queen is actually doing, and actually what he's doing for the community, man. And I applaud you for doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks
We
and
need
praise
more.
to the creator and the ancestors. Give
Yes,
thanks.
sir. Yes, sir. So we need more like you, man. So, you got any closing words, man, for those that are listening to chat?
Yes, I do. I'm compelled right now to shout out to all the warrior scholars out there, and let them know that the African-centered education movement is wet clay that just needs to be molded, and I'm here to fit in wherever it is I fit in, whatever cog in this machine that I'm called to play. I want to be that cog, and I want to work with other African-centered educators to bring, and I want to work with more parents to bring more opportunities for our children, to the forefront. And so shout out to all the warrior scholars out there. If you ready to make that move or want to do something, if I don't have anything else, I can offer some ideas based on 30 years of experience of direct engagement with the Black community from an African-centered perspective. And so I give thanks to the creator and the ancestors to be on this path. And brother, thank you so much for having us on. I hope to return sometime soon. I hope I wasn't too wordy. I mean.
No. You was good, man. And we actually we on time. We is on time. Like I said, I try not to let the show be over an hour and a half. We've been on an hour and 24 minutes, man. So we doing excellent, man. And
I say.
So again, I appreciate you for coming. And if you need anything from me or the team, man, just reach out. I try to be a man of my word. I don't do what the young people, what my son say. I don't be capping. That's
that's no cap, right?
So I don't be capping. So if you need anything, man, from us, man, just holler us, man, and we able to do it, man. We definitely gonna make that happen, man. And I'm definitely gonna have you back on here pretty soon, man, because I enjoyed the conversation, and maybe we can, maybe have a conversation in the future more about the education crises, because I would kind of like to pick your brain, and we kind of talk about the school system, and versus what's the best for both. That'd be something, man, I think a good conversation to have.
Absolutely. Yeah. We hey man, I'd love to, just anytime. Just let me know.
All right, I got you. So you ain't capping. My son said you ain't capping it.
No cap. You know what I'm saying? we're gonna keep it a buck.
Oh yeah, man. And tomorrow, tune in. I'll be doing a show tomorrow. Did Christians and Muslims contribute to the conscious communities? This conversation I need to have with me and
I said, okay, I'm gonna check that out.
So it's me and brother Sheffrinell, who's a member of the Pseudo Killers. We'll be doing that tomorrow at 6 p.m. And I'll be doing the thing for us on the Christian side, and he'll be doing things on the Muslim side, because I was at one point heavily entrenched into Christianity, and my father is a pastor, and brother Sheffrinell was heavy entrenched in Islam. So we just want to bring some clarity to some people who are in the other community that is always down in these other individuals who are still a part of these institutions, as far as, going to church and going to the mosques, you know what I'm saying? So, and don't understand that when we talk about the conscious community, we forget about the first conscious community. The first conscious community was set in motion by Catholic preachers, Black Methodists, Black Baptists, even the Muslims, a lot of those who practice Islam, they had a contribution in it as well. So we're going to talk about that. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to demonstrate it. We don't just talk, we like to demonstrate as well. So I'll be showing and presenting some stuff. Okay. He'll be showing and presenting some stuff. And like I said, we don't present without sources. We'll have sources. You can actually go and verify those sources for ourselves, because don't believe nothing, Kofi.
That link to my parents, man. I'm seeing that link to the Uhuru Academy village, man. I'm gonna make sure the whole village is aware of that.
Yes, sir. It's definitely gonna be. And like I said, when we do that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be I keep saying premiering. It ain't because it's already out there. I will be playing 2 of your songs tomorrow. I'm gonna play one in the opening, and then I'll play one in the closing. Matter of fact, when I get off here, I'm finna start cooking for the kids. I'm finna jam all 3 of them. I know they fire.
All right. Well, check it out, man. I think you're gonna love them, and I look forward to it. I will be listening in.
Okay, man, I appreciate you, man. So I said ETM Hotep in the beginning. ETM Hotep means to bring forth peace. So now I'm going to say Shemim Hotep. Shemim Hotep just only means to depart in peace. So depart in peace, family, or depart in peace in Boca. And Boca also means in family. It means family. It's a Wolof word that means family. We are all family. We are all connected. So peace and Black African power. I'm going to leave you with Yahshua X song, the Ashe song that I came in with. We thank y'all for listening, man. And we out of here.
Man in the full knowledge of himself is a superb and supreme creature of creation. When man becomes possessor of the knowledge of himself, he becomes master of his environment, the captain of his own ship, the director of his own destiny, the accomplisher of his own ends. Man should understand himself because man is full of knowledge, and this knowledge is a gift of nature. When Mother Nature created man, she deprived him of nothing. He was given the faculty of understanding all things around him. This faculty for understanding has not been taken away from him. None of his senses have been taken away from him. So there is no excuse for the black man.
I'm repping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I share. Green, purple, I share. I'm repping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I share. Green, purple, I share. I share, I share, I share, I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. I share, I share, I share, I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. It's time out for talking. It's time to beat the street. Salute the ancestors. I'm standing at your feet. And though I'm not perfect, I'm the truth still. Let me give you the red and the blue pill. I'm a born soldier, studied to find closure. Before I resurrect, I had the Sankofa, similar to caterpillars. Live to butterfly, goals after goals. I'm reaching for the sky. Raised in the death culture, I survived prison. You ain't scared to die, but you afraid of living. A blurry vision won't let you see we end up with cancer. The elevation of the black woman is the answer. I know you fed up, but keep your head up. Power in the numbers, multiply the bread truck. It's all about the application of the information. And is it beneficial to the next generation? I'm repping my team, red, black, and green. Queens and kings, salute, now scream. I share. I share. I share, I share, I share, I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. I share, I share, I share, I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. I share. Say now, black power. It ain't about the fame, gotta plant the seed. It ain't about the game, gotta do the deed. I'm yelling race first, organize, strategize. All my people pump your fists, that's the battle cry. I ain't teaching no hate, I'm just loving my race. This false propaganda that they shove in our face, it's making you feel, but tell me why you scared. Need to stop being so emotional to use your head. Check my resume, check my date of birth. I'm an Aquarius, I was born to do the work. Marcus Garvey said, rise up, you mighty nation. We the only ones to get us out this situation. Ain't no feelings in business, stop trying